Hi, and welcome back to the Hour Hour. And you might notice something immediately. We have a special guest today. It's my air conditioner. Um, I was able that the house is empty, and it's quiet for me to record. But there are people outside enjoying the summer evening because they have lives. And so I've put on the air conditioner so that you can only hear me. And of course the air conditioner. So hopefully it operates with like an ASMR effect where it like rubs your brain in a nice way. And if it doesn't, I'll just record the next episode in my closet and I'll just sweat to death. I have considered on the topic of guests having a guest for this show, like doing episodes with another person. But I always wanted the hour to be just me rambling for an hour. So if we have a guest, it's gonna have to be a spin-off series, and I found the perfect name, and it's the Hour. But instead of HOUR, it's just OUR. So like togetherness, the Hour, like proving that I have people I talk to, not just myself. Um, so if you like the Hour, then you might be interested in the spin-off series, the Hour. And don't worry, I'm still going to be making the Hour, but I'm just also going to be making the Hour. So that's something to keep in mind. So, oh man, honestly, I think they're having a barbecue outside, and like I can smell it through the air conditioner. Either that or something's burning. That feels like something I should check on, but I'm sure everything's fine. Everything's fine. I'm looking at I mentioned this in another episode. I'm looking at my Diary of a Wimpy Kid Do-It-Yourself book. Oh shit! Oh shit! We never talked about Ook and Gluk. We never talked about Ook and Gluk, Kung Fu Cavemen from the Future. Oh man. So I'm willing to bet a fair amount of you have read Captain Underpants, at least one of the books in your lifetime. What do you guys think was the best Captain Underpants book? Like of the like older so I remember what the first one's just Captain Underpants, and who's the villain of the first Captain Underpants? Oh shit. Oh, it's the fucking guy in the diaper, isn't it? And then well then what's the second Captain Underpants? Shit. Is it cuz there's the one where Miss Ribble or whatever, her hair becomes evil, but that's like book number like 3 or 5. I thought Professor Poopy Pants was like 4. Um there's the one with the alien lunch ladies, I think. They're the ones with like the pieces of like mucus that are robots. There's the at least one where they go back in time. Anyway, the one where they went back in time, the author, I Dav something, Daft Punk, Daft Punk was like, I like this time travel idea. Let's apply it to cavemen, and so he made Ook and Gluk, Kung Fu Cavemen of the Future. Now, if you've never read Ook and Gluk, Kung Fu Cavemen of the Future, it's one of the greatest books ever made. So, Ook and Gluk are these two little caveman kids, and somehow there's this evil guy in the caveman universe, and he wants to get married to like Gluck's sister or something, and also he's like enslaving a bunch of the cave people, and somehow Ook and Gluk go through a time machine, and they're being chased by like the future version of the evil cave guy, I think, and they end up at some Asian dude's apartment, and he uh, does like kung fu, and he teaches them kung fu, and he has a daughter, and Ook or Gluck, one of them ends up marrying the daughter, and I think Ook ends up marrying Gluck's sister, and Gluck ends up marrying the Asian girl. Um, like once they're all adults. Um, And then anyway, they keep going between past and present. There's like real dinosaurs and like mecha dinosaurs, and anyway, they end up defeating the bad guy, and the end is really bittersweet because um, the Asian girl decides that she loves Gluck with all her heart, and so she's gonna, even though the time machine's about to be destroyed, she's gonna go back to the past to play the shitty games that suck ass. She'd rather have a buffalo take a diarrhea dump in her ear. What's your favorite episode of the Angry Video Game Nerd? No, but seriously, we'll get into that. But she like says a tearful goodbye to her father, and leaves him in the future all alone, and then she goes to the past with Glock, and like the father's like, "I'll remember you," or like, "I'll miss you," and like his daughter fades away. It's really heartbreaking. Also, why did she go to the past? Why didn't Ook and Gluk just stay in the future? They had already grown accustomed to it. I get their families are back there, but her family raised them, and her family's in the future. And going back to the past, you're like only gonna play the shitty games that suck ass, and you're probably only gonna live until you're like 20, right? And then like you're gonna die of some horrible disease like the plague, or you're gonna get like eaten by a dinosaur. I'm pretty sure there's a dinosaur that farts in the book, and that was funny. Farts are funny. I think they teased a sequel with like aliens or some shit, but I don't think they ever made an Ook and Gluk sequel. If they did make an Ook and Gluk sequel, someone put me onto that shit, and I will read it. But nah, man, what was your favorite episode of the Angry Video Game Nerd? I remember the AVGN. I didn't start watching until like middle school or high school. But that was another one of those things that you didn't want to get like caught watching. Like you were like, oh, your parents would get pissed because he'd be like playing like Super Mario Brothers, and he'd be like, ugh, this game is a cock ass, and it was like the greatest content ever. But like, what was the best episode? What was like Plumbers Don't Wear Ties is like the popular episode, and it's a good episode. Don't get me wrong. But I don't know if it's my favorite. I still really like Spider-Man. Spider-Man's a good episode. Because I like the part where, I just like the part where Spider-Man jumps in and he goes, "Holy shit, it's Spider-Man!" And that one's pretty great. And then, the part where he's like talking about how the game is like terrible, and Spider-Man was like, "But it's Spider-Man. Yeah, I know it's Spider-Man, but I'm sorry, it sucks. But it can't suck. It's Spider-Man." That and what is that? Oh, I'm drinking Rolling Rock. More like shit rock. The Spider-Man episode's a good episode, man. The Spider-Man episode is a good episode. The Nintendo Power episode's a good one. All right, I have a letter for the Nintendo Power editor. What the fuck is your problem? That's a good line, man. The AVGN, like the first like 60 or so episodes are still like peak YouTube. Like it's so fucking good. I never watched like the Nostalgia Critic or any of the Channel Awesome people. I only watched like the AVGN. Dog, how old were you when you first watched Minecraft with Gadget? I had a friend show that to me. Funny enough, I had a friend show that to me in high school, and before they showed me that, they showed me Big Chungus. They showed me Big Chungus before it blew up. If any of you remember the original Big Chungus meme, it wasn't even the full body, it was just the face of Bugs Bunny, with like the fat ass Bugs Bunny, and it like was accompanied with text that was like, my computer just crashed, and the only thing that's able to open on my computer is this PNG of Bugs Bunny, and that's what ended up becoming Big Chungus. But no, I remember being at lunch in high school, it was sophomore year of high school, and one of my friends at the time showed me Minecraft with Gadget, and even at the time, it was one of the greatest things I'd ever watched. I cannot believe that whatever the fuck the name of the guy is who made it, it's not James, Mike Matei. I'm hearing noises. They might be playing music outside. I'm trying to make sure no one's talking to me. In case someone came home. People really need me. I'm a really important guy. No, it's crazy that Mike Matei was like deleted that and was like embarrassed of that video at one point because it's unironically one of the greatest videos ever invented. Using my investigative skills, I can determine that he has quite possibly never had sex. It's one of the greatest video, like, and you know what's great is if you've ever seen Minecraft with Gadget is Minecraft without Gadget, because it's just Mike Matei talking to himself, and someone in the comments pointed out, you know what's funny is this is the way he recorded it, and that's exactly how he recorded it. I don't get what the joke is. Brown bricks in Minecraft, but that it's a good. I was never, they used to play. I don't think it was on the CW4 Kids, which we spoke about the other night, but I don't. There was an Inspector Gadget cartoon I remember seeing once or twice. It was on around the same time. Do you guys know about Heathcliff? I always thought Heathcliff, and maybe it was like a Garfield ripoff, because he's another orange cat. Dude, Garfield used to be my shit. Comic book strips to this day are my shit, but like, Garfield, there was a period where I really fucked with Garfield. Here's a fun fact. The first time I ever asked a girl out, it was at a library. I was wearing, shoes that the soles of the shoe were ripped. I was wearing tan church socks, and these were black shoes. And then, to look casual, I grabbed a book, and the book was one of the big Garfield collections, and I held it upside down. And I asked the girl, would you go out with me? While two of my friends recorded it, and she said, ew, gross, and then I left. And like 10 of my friends were outside, and I told them all that she said no. Would you believe that me and her are like friends now, though? Those were crazy times, man. Middle school was not a fun time. But anyway, I did stick with Garfield. Garfield, I relate in a lot of ways to John Arbuckle. He's one of fiction's better characters. He would be in my Muppets fan fiction. Him and Garfield and Odie. Probably not the little gray cat fucker. I don't like him. Oh, the spiders. The spiders and the mice from Garfield would make it as well. 100%. Probably not Garfield's girlfriend either, or his lady interest. The like pink cat with the big lips. I don't remember her name. I'm a fake fielder, bruh. But yeah, no, John Arbuckle is a. Have you guys seen Man, I just keep asking, have you guys seen or do you guys remember? It's like an episode of Family Guy, man. Remember the time? Nah, but have you all ever seen? Somehow this relates to Minecraft without gadgets. See, we're connecting it. Garfield minus Garfield. The internet's done a lot of crazy shit to Garfield, and there's a bunch of YouTube videos about it. I haven't watched any of them, because it just seems like one of those things where there's just going to be scary music in the background. It's going to be like, the dark things that the internet's done to Garfield. But it is kind of funny what the internet's done to Garfield. Like, it's one of the more, like, it's something that I would be more likely to read an article about than, like, watch a YouTube video about. Just because I don't want, like, some creepypasta slant. I would just be a dork about it and want to see, like, the actual, like, someone analyze why that happened with Garfield. But Garfield minus Garfield is exactly what it sounds like. It's a collection of Garfield strips, but Garfield isn't in them. Like, they take him out. So it's kind of just John Arbuckle talking to himself, and it's great. It's like, I wish there was more media like that, like, creatively takes a pre-existing form of media and completely changes its meaning just by doing something stupid like that. Because, like, it makes the Garfield comics completely different. It's like some weird psychological... It's literally just John Arbuckle going through, like, a mental breakdown. It's really good. Check out Garfield minus Garfield. But nah, man, I also read Big Nate. I read Big Nate heavy. Big Nate, the comic strips are goated. The Big Nate books are good as well. I thought at first that they were, like, kind of like a Diary of a Wimpy Kid knockoff. But no, the Big Nate books are pretty good. But the comic strip is better. I've spoken about this in a previous episode, but I want to read the whole strip. The greatest comic strip of all time is Calvin and Hobbes. Calvin and Hobbes by a mile. Argue with a wall. Peanuts is great. I love Peanuts, and eventually I will read the whole collection. I had read like the first decade, and then I wasn't able to get one of the next like in the line of the collections at the library, and I like fell off it. This was a long while back, but Peanuts is great, and Snoopy is one of the greatest fictional characters ever. Snoopy, Woodstock, man, Woodstock would 100% be in my Muppets fan fiction. Him and Snoopy. Like, they gotta be in there. I gotta start collecting a list of characters, like fictional characters that have to show up. You know what I mean? Like, they definitely be in there. They'd definitely be in there. I used to, I was in 8th grade. I was in my middle school's production of You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, and I had 2 separate roles. My roles were holding up a piece of string to pretend that it was a kite flying in the air, and a blanket. Now, you might laugh at me, but I had to do a full dance routine as the blanket, because Linus is having some weird fever dream where all the Charlie Brown characters are like, have their own blankets, and I was one of the blankets. I don't remember what color blanket I was. I think I might have been purple. I think I was a purple blanket. But anyway, and I was also on stage crew. There was, did I tell this story? God damn, I say the same things over and over again, so I don't know if I told this story. But it was like we did like 2 nights for this show, I think. And one of the nights there was a part at the end where there's a whole chorus of people, and I joined the chorus of people because I was like, I want to be in another scene. And I didn't think I would have to say anything. And they sang a song, and I had to just like mouth along because I didn't know any of the words. And so I was just standing up there mouthing along. And my parents were there along with my grandmother. And my grandmother said like afterwards that she could tell that I didn't know what I was doing. And my response was, and I use this excuse to this day, I'm sorry, I can't hear you, my mouth is full. That was my line. Nah, man. What's crazy is like when I started this series, a couple days ago, I was under the impression that I was never gonna have a problem talking about things. Like I was always gonna be able to do like an hour of rambling is not difficult for me. But what I've come to realize is that a lot of the time, and this is probably what bothers people more than me talking, is the fact that I am repetitive. I talk about the same things. So we're gonna talk about something different right now. I have a Where's Waldo book. Did I'm asking again. Did y'all fuck with Where's Waldo? I have what I consider one of the weaker Where's Waldo books. I think it's Where's Waldo Now, I think. But it's the one with the blue cover. I remember getting a bunch of Where's Waldo books from the library. Oh, dude. Here's something. So I was going to say how I got a bunch of the Where's Waldo books from the library in Florida when I was visiting my grandparents. And me and my brother went searching around the house for the dog from Where's Waldo. And my grandparents and parents thought it was really cute that we were looking for the dog in real life. I don't think the dog appears at any point in the Where's Waldo books, does he? Like, he doesn't appear in any of, like, the panels. You just find his tail. I know that, like, Sorry, there was just, like, a car outside. That engine sounded like it exploded, and I literally nearly shit my pants. Dude, I had diarrhea earlier. I had pretty bad diarrhea. It wasn't a good time. Anyway, you guys needed to know that. Once when I was at this library in Florida, they had computers over there, and I was starved to play video games, even though we literally would bring like our Nintendo DS or 3DS, whatever we had at the time, with us. But they had computers at the library, and when I was desperate to play, it was a regular show Flash game, where it was a fighting game and you fought as like all these like big characters. So it was the baby ducks. It was dog, it really smells like smoke. I'm hoping they're having a barbecue outside. I might genuinely have to check that. We'll be right back. We're gonna do a wellness check on my house. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, so the smell is coming through the air conditioner, so I'm just gonna assume it's from outside. Either that or my air conditioner is about to explode. But surely inhaling this is not gonna be bad for me. I wanted to play the fighting game. But like what that reminded me of when I went like earlier was y'all remember CartoonNetwork.com and like its peak, like when it had. So I remember when was the first level creator game was Ben 10, right? Excuse me. Like the first was Ben 10 level creator, and then I think they did Adventure Time level creator. Was there a non TV show themed level creator, or one that like is from a franchise I can't think of right now? I know for a fact there was the Ben 10 level creator. I played the Amazing World of Gumball game where you had to dive into the pool. I played that one. Did anyone play the game for My Gym Partner's a Monkey? I played two. I played the side scroller one and I played the like soccer one. Do you guys remember TKO? TKO was a robot fighting game and the robots were like painted to look like Cartoon Network characters. That one was pretty fun. Oh man, do y'all remember the Teen Titans fighting game, the good one? Where the characters were obviously the Teen Titans, then you could also fight as the villains, and it was like Gizmo, Jinx, Cinderblock, Mammoth, and the big purple thing that looks like Muck from Pokemon. I've been looking at like Pokemon fusions a lot. I'm wondering if I could list every Pokemon in order, and I'm gonna see how far I can go before I think I made a mistake. I'm not gonna check myself. I'm just gonna once I think I made a mistake, I'm gonna stop. Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Venusaur, Charizard, Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard, Squirtle, Wartortle, Blastoise, Caterpie, Metapod, Butterfree, Weedle, Kakuna Matata, Beedrill, Pidgey or Rattata? We're gonna go Pidgey, Pidgeotto, Pidgeot. Pidgeotto's cooler than Pidgeot, argue with a wall. Rattata, Raticate, Spearow, Fearo's cooler than Pidgeot, argue with a wall. Pikachu, Raichu, Nidoran female, Nidorina, Nidoqueen, Nidoran male, Nidorino, Nidoking, Sandshrew, Sandslash, Vulpix, Ninetales, Clefable, Clefairy, Vulpix, Ninetales, Jigglypuff, Wigglytuff, Zubat, Golbat. I think that's all I can do. There's a new Ariana Grande album tonight. I remember listening to Positions by Ariana Grande when it came out in a Discord call with a friend of mine. This same friend of mine, we also listened to Yummy by Justin Bieber when it dropped. That dropped right before like COVID and shit. And we were in lunch in high school and we listened to Yummy. And we were both like, wow, this is bad. I didn't have much more to say about that. Fuck, man. I feel like this is back-to-back episodes that haven't been very good, and what that says, you would think, is that I shouldn't record these episodes daily, but that's not what I get out of it. What I get out of it is that it's a problem of when I'm recording it, because usually I record these a day in advance, or about a day in advance, and I record them past midnight, and those are like the hours for me. You know what I mean? Where I'm just like, I'm just like, I didn't do the thing where I took the cursor off the screen again. Phenomenal. You'd think I'd be getting better at this. No, but when it's like late at night, like I spew more stupid shit and go on more of tangents, and when I'm recording these at like normal hours, I'm not my brain's not at that point. And I think that's been the problem, is that my brain hasn't been at that point. But I keep looking over. My brother got a bag here of Dots Homestyle pretzels, and I actually a friend of mine, her dad, I think, tried putting me on the Dots Homestyle pretzels. And I don't fuck with it. Pretzels don't need seasoning. Pretzels should just be salt and the fucking crunchy bread shit. That's it. That's all you need with pretzels. Why do we have to complicate it? You know who complicates fucking pretzel bites, warm pretzel bites, is fucking Buffalo Wild Wings. Buffalo Wild Wings puts like fucking sesame seeds and shit on that bitch. Puts like poppy seeds on that bitch. Who wants that? If I'm ordering pretzel bites, just give me a goddamn warm pretzel. It should just be warm bread with like fucking salt on it. Why are you adding a bunch of bullshit? These aren't Cool Ranch Doritos. I don't need that shit. Fuck you. Fuck Buffalo. Buffalo Wild Wings is garbage. Like, Buffalo Wild Wings is hot fucking garbage. Like, the prices are too high. The food isn't any good. They're never playing the game that you want on the screen. The trivia goes from, what color is the color red to Hawk Tua. Hawk Tua. Do you guys know about that? It's pretty funny. There was this girl and she said Hawk Tua. And then she made a cryptocurrency. But no, man, Buffalo Wild Wings sucks. Buffalo Wild Wings, no bueno. No bueno. No bueno on the Buffalo Wild Wings. You know what I've never had in my life? I've never had Taco Bell. Never ate Taco Bell. Never in my life. I don't know if it's just because there's not that many Taco Bells near me. There's one close enough. I mean, it's not like close, but it's like, you would imagine we would have ended there like by accident at some point, but nah. I accidentally said ended there instead of ended up there. Where do you think is the funniest place to die? Like, if you ended in a Taco Bell, like if you died in a Taco Bell, do you think that's funny? Do you think that's like a goofy way to go? That wasn't a good goofy. Taco Bell. Choking. I wasn't a good goofy either. No, but like I feel like death at like a fast food establishment would be funnier if it was unrelated to the fast food. Like if you choked on the food or if you had a heart attack, like that's not funny. What if you what if you shot yourself at McDonald's? Do you think that would be a good bit? Probably not, but like where's the funniest place to die? I guess if you die, like, at a cemetery, it's convenient. But that's only if you want to get buried. Like, if you want to be, like, cremated, then you'd probably rather die, like, I don't know. I don't know. Some, like, brick oven pizzeria. Dude, that would be crazy. Do you think that if you, like, died at Pizza Hut that they'd, like, cremate you? Do you think if you... Here's a real question. If you asked for your ashes to be blessed by Papa John, like the actual guy, the disgraced one that said the N-word, do you think that he would do it? Like, he's not doing anything else right now. He got replaced by Shaq. Do you think he would do it? I'm kind of curious. I might kill myself just to see if Papa John would bless my ashes. I feel like that's a good idea. I feel like that's a really good idea. You know how Shaq, he, like, sponsors, like, all these different products, and, like, some of them are fake, like the pregnancy test. Like, people clown on him for that shit. If I was famous, I'd 100% be doing that. And not even to, like, sell out. Not even just, like, to get paid by all these different things, but, like, could you imagine my face on a pregnancy test? Like, that's fucking hilarious, man. Can you imagine my face on, like, vacuum cleaners? I would love that. I would love to be just like a product. That would be really funny to me. As long as it didn't affect, like let's presume I got, like, famous, like, from my art quote unquote, because it could be music, it could be shitty content on the internet, but like, as long as like that doesn't affect my art and like my output, is that selling out? I'll let them use my likeness for free, so long as like I get some creative input in like how I'm used, like taglines, what photos of me they choose. Like it has to match like with the product. I feel like I would be a good mascot for like uh pregnancy protection. Cuz my face is already like so ugly that you'll no longer be in the mood. But like, could you imagine my face stretched out on a condom? Would you fuck wearing the Jeremy condom? This is my worst episode, man. This is bad. This is just getting progressively worse with each episode, dog. What if you died wearing the Jeremy condom in McDonald's? These are the questions people want to hear. And they want answers. The people want answers. I'm telling you, man. The people want answers. Nah, man. I don't know. You know, I went into, I don't know why I started thinking about candy and like Willy Wonka and shit. Um, I went to the city like a good couple months back, sometime in the winter when I was thinking about quitting my job, and then I did it, and now I make shitty content that no one watches. Um, but I went into the city on my own just because I needed to clear my head for a bit, and to be quite honest with you, I went to Bryant Park, and they had the ice skating rink at the time, and they were playing music, and it was actually very pleasant. It was the exact type of evening I needed. And then once I cleared my mind a bit, I went over to the MLB store, and saw a lot of cool shit over there. That's just way too overpriced, but otherwise was cool. But at some point, I ended up at the M&M store, and given that it's their like flagship store, you'd imagine that they'd have every type of M&M, right? And they didn't. They didn't. In fact, they were missing the one M&M that I was looking for, which is pretzel M&Ms. How does the M&M flagship store not have pretzel M&Ms? You know what they had though? They had peanut butter and jelly M&Ms. The sick. You know, one of my managers, great guy, love him. He watches these videos. Shout out to my boy. We should hang out at some point. But he once, first of all, once I asked him, he was going to the store. He's like, "I'm on break. You want something?" And I was like, "Yeah, can you get me M&Ms?" And he got me honey flavored M&Ms. They weren't great. I'll just put it that way. But no, once he always came in with a different flavor of fucking M&Ms, even when he got them for himself. And once he got the peanut butter and jelly ones, and I tried them, and they're gross. But pretzel M&Ms are great. I'm very much a salty goes with sweet guy. My girlfriend is messaging me, and I don't have the heart to tell her, "Sorry, babe, I'm recording the hour. I can't respond right now, so I'm gonna get my phone in a second." But no, they had all these different flavors. Did you know though that I was in Walgreens with my girlfriend the other day, and I was looking at the shit on clearance, and did you know that they did some like, you know how Lay's used to do as a flavor, and there used to be like 3 flavors every summer that like people had come up with, and then the winning flavor would become an actual Lay's flavor, and you'd get like $25,000 or something. M&M's apparently did something similar because I saw like peanut butter cinnamon roll M&M's, and I was like, how have I never seen that before? Like, remove the peanut butter for that one. Cinnamon roll M&Ms sound like they would be so peak. I didn't buy them because like the packaging looked destroyed, and there was a reason it was on clearance, and I didn't want to buy it at the moment. That was with my girlfriend. I was like, I don't want to be a fat fuck and be like, "Hey babe, I'm gonna get the peanut butter cinnamon roll M&Ms, fat piggy fuck that I am." That's I don't like that. Why did I say that about myself? All right. Anyway, nah, man. Like, but how does the M&M's flagship store not like have pretzel M&Ms? Do you think salty goes with sweet? I think people who think that salty shouldn't go with sweet are psychotic and should be locked up. Because salty and sweet, they are perfect for each other. Actually, no, that depends on how you do it. I don't like chicken and waffles. Don't like chicken and waffles. Meat should not touch syrup. And yes, that includes sausage. Sausage and bacon shouldn't touch syrup. It's gross. It's disgusting. And you might disagree with me. It's fine. You can be wrong. But they shouldn't. If you're making, or if you're going to McDonald's and getting like an Egg McMuffin, or if you're making a breakfast sandwich at home, would you rather have a sausage, egg and cheese, or bacon, egg, and cheese? This is going to be blasphemous as a New Yorker, but sausage, egg, and cheese is so much better than a bacon, egg, and cheese. Bacon doesn't meld as well. If you put a nice sausage patty with a fried egg and some cheese, oh my god. On an English muffin, oh my fucking god. When is McDonald's going to bring back all-day breakfast? Let me respond to my girlfriend. Hold on. You see, the smell from the air conditioner has started to go away. So I think I'm fine, or getting used to it. Hopefully I haven't missed any MLB trades like I did recording this the other night. What animal do you guys would think would be the easiest to kidnap from a zoo? So keep in mind, you have to take into account being able to get into the enclosure to get said animal, and then you have to sneak it out. So if we're talking about like the Bronx Zoo, Bronx Zoo authorities, if you're listening to this, I absolutely do have plans to take this to fruition. I'm a threat. I wanted to kidnap one of the little penguin guys that they got over there, right? Because there's a penguin section that's indoors. It's like an indoor aquatic bird thing, and the entire thing smells like shit. But there are these adorable small penguins. I think they have a blue tint to them. Some of them do, some of them don't. But the only thing separating them from you is this small little fence. There's no netting in front. There's no anything. You could easily get in there and get out with a penguin. And there's no workers in the building. So then from there, it's just about getting out of the park. And there's a parking lot exit not too far away from the aquatic bird house. I feel like you could pretty easily steal a penguin from the Bronx Zoo. Like one of those penguins. Do you think it makes a fuss, though? Do you think it, like, makes a lot of noise? Do you think you'd have to bring, like, sardines or something to keep it quiet? I'd want to kidnap some of the animals from the small animal house, like the rodent house, the mouse house. But, like, they're behind glass. So you'd have to find the door that, like, the staff uses to get in. And then from there would be easy. Like, I would 100% like, oh, what did they have? Was it a chinchilla or something that me and my girlfriend called, like, Grandpa Chi-Chi or something, that we wanted to take home? I'd take a bunch of the stuff home from there, man. I fuck with rodents. I fuck with rats. I fuck with mice. I fuck with rodent-related creatures. I fuck with gerbils. I don't fuck with hamsters. Hamsters are kind of lame. I fuck with guinea pigs. I had a guinea pig. Her name was Bubbles, and she was amazing. But, like, I feel like the penguin's your easiest bet. I suppose if you could get into, like... I don't even think there is a reptile house at the Bronx Zoo anymore, but I suppose if you could get your hands on one of the reptiles, that they would be pretty easy to take if you get, like, a lizard or, like, a small frog. But you take the risk there, like, if you're kidnapping a frog, that you accidentally kidnap, like, a poisonous one, and then you die. Would dying at the zoo be funnier than dying at Papa John's? Nah. Probably not. Well, it depends. Like, if you died... How did you die at the zoo? Like, if you jumped into the, like, gorilla pit and got mauled, that's kind of funny in, like, a dark way. But I still think dying at Papa John's is funnier. Like, objectively speaking. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm gonna try and multitask here, which I'm not good at, by responding to my girlfriend while continuing to record the hour for you guys. Did y'all watch Franklin, the turtle? Do you think he got, like, the ability to speak the same way that the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles did? Do you think he was, like, dropped in a vat of dropped in a vat of acid? I must have missed that episode. I don't know, man. I don't know. Y'all think Mantis and Viper from Kung Fu Panda were fucking? Probably be a good deal for Mantis, because if he's dating another praying mantis, the second he fucks, he dies. Y'all know about that? Y'all know that the female praying mantis literally eats the male praying mantis after they fuck? That's crazy. So, like, presumably that doesn't happen with Viper. Do you think he does that? Do you think Mantis would be good in bed? I feel like the Crane would be good in bed. I feel like he'd, like, low-key, like, give some good dick. What the fuck am I talking about? Yo, y'all cry when Master Oogway died? That have y'all tearing up? I don't remember where I first saw Kung Fu Panda. I saw the first two, and I don't think I saw. I remember the second one really scaring me as a kid. It's a much darker movie, with like the peacock guy, and like the weird evil symbol that like gives Poe Vietnam flashbacks. Do you think Poe would have enlisted in the Vietnam War, or do you think that he would have been like protesting it? Do you think Poe would have been a hippie, or do you think he's like, oh, I'm a patriot? I'm saying this all for comedic purposes, by the way. I don't have, I'm very much on the anti-war side of things. Cause like Poe strikes me as he goes to fight for his country, and then he comes back and joins the protesters. Like, he comes back and he's like, now that I've seen what I've seen, like, I thought I was joining the army for the right reasons, but now that I've seen what we're doing over there, like, I want to fight for good. Because Poe is pure of heart. Like, Poe is definitely pure of heart. Poe would be in my Muppets fan fiction. Poe would be in my Muppets fan fiction. I don't know what role he would play yet, but he'd be there, 100%. You remember how his dad's like a duck, and he owns like a noodle restaurant? Would you eat there? What would you be more likely to eat? Would you be more likely to eat food that was prepared by the duck from Kung Fu Panda or the rat from Ratatouille? And let's say that the rat from Ratatouille isn't controlling Pasta Boy, Linguini. So either they're both clean, but either a rat or a duck is touching and preparing your food. And let's for the sake of argument say that they're capable of making whatever you want. Because like I feel like there would be bias if you prefer like European like cuisine, your French cuisine, you're probably gonna pick the rat, and if you prefer Asian cuisine, you're probably gonna pick the duck. Let's say they can cook whatever you want them to cook. Which do you think you're more likely to eat from? The rat or the duck? Because, like, don't get me wrong. You might be like, oh, easy, the duck. But, like, I think rats are actually cleaner than ducks. Rats just get a bad rep because of, like, New York rats, like sewer rats. But, like, domesticated rats are extremely clean. So, I don't know. Like, I'm not sure whose food I'd be more likely to try. I guess I'd love to try both if I could. Like, I want to be fair about it. You know, I still haven't responded to my girlfriend, and I'm talking about this bullshit. Man, I miss my girlfriend. Dude, it's crazy, when people talk about, when people who don't live in New York City talk about, like, the New York City subways, and New York City in general. Like, they talk about it like it's Gotham, like there's crime at every corner, and, like, they talk about it like if you get onto, like, a subway car that, like, a homeless person's gonna come up to you and be like, "Yo, I'm from New York. Here's a gun. You have to turn trans, and you have to let in all the immigrants." And that's not what it's like on the subway at all. Usually, what's more than likely to happen is someone's gonna get on the subway and be like, "Yo, who wants to buy my mixtape?" And then you and whoever you're with are like, "We're gonna move to a different car at the next stop." Like, that's literally just what you do. That's literally what you do. If there's someone on the subway making you uncomfortable, you just move to the next car at the next stop. You know what happened to me on the subway once? I went to, this was back in high school, and I went to a friend's track and field meet. And a group of us were there, and we were on our way home, and it was fucking freezing. It was in the middle of the winter, and it was fucking freezing. And we're on the train home, and I had just gotten back in contact, like, I just started hanging out with and talking again to my ex, who is now my girlfriend again. I think I've pointed out that detail. But like, I was really nervous, being around her, because, like, I still had feelings for her, and we hadn't talked in, like, months, and we were hanging out again, and she was sitting on the opposite side of the train car from me, like, she was sitting across from me, like, the guys were sitting on one side in our friend group, and the girls were sitting on the other side, and I really wanted to talk to her and, like, get her attention, and I finally built up the courage to do it, and then some guy yells, "Do not worry! You are not in danger," which is the first thing I want to hear on a subway car. But he ended up just like breakdancing, but he was also like climbing up the things, and he almost kicked me in the face. And that would have been a complete end to that day. But yeah, man, like the New York City subway. In fairness, I don't typically take any of the bad lines. Like I tend to take the safer ones, just because of where I live. But like, the subway's usually not that bad, and New York City definitely isn't that bad. There's homeless people. Yeah, man, have you ever been to a big city before? They've all got homeless people. It's unfortunately a problem. Do you plan on helping those homeless people? No, you just want to complain about them? Okay. You know? Do you want to get to the root of the systemic issues that cause homelessness? No? Okay. You know what I mean? Then don't talk to me about it. Sorry, that got, like, slightly serious for a second. I'm not trying to get woke on y'all. That being said, when woke 2.0 comes, that shit coming. But nah, man. Like, I go through periods where, like, I'm either like, New York City is like the greatest city of all time and I never want to leave, and like, I fucking hate it here. It fucking sucks. But like, there are things, man. There are things you don't notice. Like, things move super quick in New York. Like, I went to a restaurant. Well, I went to plenty of restaurants in Florida when we'd go to visit my grandparents, and there'd be like 2 other people at the restaurant, and it would still take us like an hour and a half to get our food. New York City, you go to like a packed restaurant and order, and you still get your food in like 20 minutes. Shit moves in New York, and I like that. Even though I'm like a laid back type of person, like take my time with shit type of person, I like things moving quick. I like the pace that comes with New York City. I explained this to my girlfriend. I like Times Square. I deal with a shit ton of anxiety, including social anxiety. I love being in Times Square. I love being around people in Times Square. I can't explain it. I seriously can't explain it. But yet I'll be on like an empty subway track at like 2 in the morning, and I have like a mental breakdown and need to be picked up from the city. I'm a weird guy, man. I don't make a lot of sense. I really don't. You know what else doesn't make a lot of sense to me? The Silence of the Lambs. There were no farm animals in that movie. Did anyone ever brought that up? What if would you get sued by whoever owns the right to that movie if you made a movie with the same title, Silence of the Lambs, and it's just a silent film of a sheep for like an hour and a half on a still screen? Do you think they'd care? Or do you think they'd only sue you if it like did well? Would that be a good video? If I just posted like an hour-long YouTube video and it was just a PNG of a sheep, and I called it Silence of the Lambs? What if you made a? Because you probably would get sued for that because it's the same title. What if you made a noise? What if you made a movie called the Expressions of the Lamb, and it's just a sheep making noises for an hour and a half? Now that's a good movie. I'd watch that. You remember when the peak of comedy in like 2013 was goats screaming? I was such a shit period. I have a lot of nostalgia for my childhood, but so much of the trends from that period were so fucking bad. I actually have more nostalgia from like the period where my brother was growing up, which my brother's only 3 years older than me, but I have a lot of nostalgia for the 2000s. Like the shitty 2000s fashion, 2000s aesthetics, 2000s music. Like, when are we gonna get an actual proper 2000s like nostalgia revival music wise? It hasn't happened yet. We've kind of skipped it. There's plenty of like pop artists trying to do 80s sounds and 90s sounds. Where is the 2000s like revival? I need me some of that shit. You know what I mean? I need me some of that shit. Yo, I got a reel coming out tomorrow. No, that reel's probably not coming out tomorrow. But one of my friends, on a recent reel of mine, posted the comment, "Shave your legs." And for reference, I do have very hairy legs. I have a hairy ass as well, as most guys can relate to. And I think that comment was ableist, and I don't respect it. I'm a hairy guy, man. I'm a hairy guy. But you know where I don't have hair? I don't have hair on my chest. I got hair under my pits. I got hair on my balls. And I got hair on my ass and my legs. I got hair on my fucking nipples, but not on my chest. That bothers me. I find that very frustrating. Even though I don't like it's I don't think that that's a big deal, like an actual big deal, but hold on just one moment. Hold on, guys. You're gonna get to a view into my personal life. I'm gonna record a voice message for my girlfriend. No, funny enough, I'm still recording, but like it's okay because now you can watch the video and you can see the exact point where I get distracted because I'm talking to you. And then you can leave a like and a comment and tell everyone you know, such as your coworkers, to subscribe to me. I'm just messing around. My girlfriend is my biggest supporter, for the record. Even with this dumbass oh, I'm still recording the voice message. Hold on. But I have to get through 7 more minutes. I just have to get through 7 more minutes. What do I talk about for 7 minutes? What do I talk about for 7? What's gonna make 7 minutes fly by? I don't actually know. I don't know. I do not know. Don't know. Oh man. Creeper. Oh man. Were y'all scared by... Did you guys believe in Herobrine as kids? I 100% fell for the Herobrine scam. 100%. Because, like, Mojang would constantly add to updates in the, like, update notes, removed Herobrine because they were in on the joke. Wasn't he, like, Notch's, like, dead brother or something? Would you believe that Notch is more evil than Herobrine? Notch is like straight up like a piece of shit. What planet do you think would be most interesting to visit if you wouldn't like die right away? You wouldn't want to visit Jupiter because Jupiter's just like all gas. Mars sucks, and that's why I don't know why we're obsessed with going to Mars. Like, Mars is fucking garbage. You want to live on a planet that looks like Arizona? everywhere, that's your dream goal, Mercury and Venus would also be out. It's like, it's such a generic answer, but I feel like Saturn would be the pick. But no, Saturn, because of the rings, like, I wonder what that would look like circling the planet, though. Wouldn't that be sick as fuck? Instead of, like, along with clouds in the sky, there was constantly, like, a line of, like, different asteroids and shit. Or whatever the hell Saturn's rings are made up of. That would be kind of dope. I feel like I'd much rather be on Saturn than any of the, like, the first 5, not including Earth. Do y'all think Pluto got screwed over? Not the dog from Mickey Mouse, but the planet. I think Pluto got screwed over. In my mind, Pluto's still a planet. Like, I feel like we gotta stop being, like, nerds about this shit. Oh, it's not big enough to be a planet. Says who? We're the ones who created the term planet. Aliens aren't calling them that. Aliens are calling Pluto, like, that fucking hurt. Anyway. But, like, I feel like a scientist was just pissed off someday. Like, maybe at, like, his wife or something. And he was just like, fuck it, I'm taking it out on Pluto because I have the power to do that. When are we gonna reopen that case? Like, when are we gonna get Pluto the justice it deserves? So this goes back to me being in debate club in 6th grade. I should go to court and defend Pluto. And then I'd get there and the judge would be like, you mean the dog from Mickey Mouse? I'm like, no, the planet. But it's an understandable mistake, Your Honor. And then they'd be like, oh, thank you. One of the only good posts ever on r/unpopular opinions is the one where it's like, calling the judge Your Honor is cringe. And then they said something like, what do you want me to, like, gurgle on your balls too? And I was like, yeah, it's kind of funny. This is like one of the worst subreddits in a website full of awful subreddits, but still. I mean, we almost got there. Yeah, 2.5 minutes. 2.5 minutes. I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna respond to my girlfriend again. Because that seems more important right now. If you'll believe me, that sounds more important right now. Yeah, so how do I stall for 2 minutes? Because I really would prefer to focus on my girlfriend right now. Here's what I'm gonna do. Wait, does it catch this on the mic? It does, okay. I'm gonna play Under the Sea from The Little Mermaid on my thigh for the last, 2 minutes of this. Thank you guys for watching. Fuck, that didn't feel good. My thigh is gonna be red tomorrow. Anyway. Oh, I still have a minute to go? Fuck that shit. I need you. Loyal listeners of the Hour. Give me a topic for next episode. Give me a starting point. Because I'll post something on my Instagram story as well. This series is getting stagnant. I need you to give me ideas. Tell me where to start, and I promise I will build glorious episodes around it. Anything you want. And I promise I will make high quality, hour-long rants about it. That is my promise to you. So I just need you go down go Fuck.